Right, Andy. Good morning. This is again Dr. C.H. Kiran Kumar dealing you the machine learning part. Today we are in the unit 3, chapter number 5, decision trees, and we are going to talk about what are called regression trees. Regression trees. So during this regression, what is the difference between a classification and a regression? That is major important point here. What do you mean by classification? Classification means the character, see, continuous variables and numerical variables and categorical variable. What do you mean by categorical variable? What is meant by continuous variable? Categorical variable means a category like good, bad, average, or yes, no, male, female. All such things are called as categorical variables. But what about continuous variables? Well, numerical, all sort of numerical values are called continuous variables, right? Now we are talking about tree based on this continuous variables. That is what our topic today. All regression techniques contain a single output variable, and one or more input variables. See, all regression techniques contain single output variable, response, that is called response, and one or more input variables called as predictors. The output variable is always numerical. Numerical means it gives you a result. See, 100, 200, 300, 200, 150, something result. It gives you a result. That is called numerical. Now, if you say yes or no, that is called categorical. If you say true or false, that is called categorical. Numerical means it gives you some value, some output. The general regression tree building methodology allows input variables to be a mixture of continuous as well as categorical variables. A decision tree is generated when each decision node in the tree contains a test on some input variables value. That is called decision node. When each decision node in the tree contains a test on some input variables value. So the terminal node of the tree contains the predicted output variable value. The terminal nodes of the tree contain the predicted output variable values. Simple. A regression tree may be considered as a variant of decision trees, my friends, designated to approximate real valued functions instead of being used for classification methods. Right. A regression tree may be considered as a variant of decision trees designed to approximate real valued functions instead of being used for classification methods. Right. Next. Terminology of regression trees. Root. This is the beginning of a decision tree or regression tree, whatever it is, which also represents the population sample. So, for example, if we use population sample, for example, say you want to decide the best performing employee in an organization based on various criteria, such as attendance of the employee, number of successful projects, number of employees mentored, etc. So here, the entire population of employees is at the root of the decision tree. Total staff members are placed at the root of the decision tree or regression tree. Leaf. The terminal node is always called the leaf node. The terminal node is always called the leaf node. In our example, the final best employee would be the leaf node of the terminal node. See, the best employee would be the leaf node. So there should be some decisions, my dear friends. Decisions. What is called decision node? Here, the other nodes are divided into further categories. In our example, the various categories would determine a decision node. See, here, the other nodes are divided into further categories. What do you mean by child node? When a node is divided into other subparts, Subparts are called child nodes. The node which is divided is called the parent node. So parent node and children node. This is parent. So these two are children node and this is called parent node. If this is our terminal node, this is called terminal node, means which cannot be divided further. Which cannot be divided further. Decision node, this is called decision node. Here decision node, see, equal to, see, less than or equal to 25. Less than or equal to 25 or between 30 to 40. Like ఇలాంటి splits ఉన్న అన్నిటిని కూడా ఈ splits ఉన్న nodes అన్నిటిని కూడా decision nodes. They are called decision nodes. Right. A regression tree is built through a process known as binary recursive partitioning. Binary recursive partitioning, my dear friends, which is an iterative process that splits data into partitions or branches. Partitions or branches. Partitions or branches like this. And then continuous splitting each partition. This is one partition. And again, it is being split into further partitions. Further partitions. So further into some smaller groups, as mentioned, moves up each branch. So this is called regression tree. This, right, a regression tree is built through a process known as binary recursive partitioning, which is an iterative process that splits data into partitions or branches and then continues splitting each partition into smaller group. Initially, all records in the training set are grouped into the same partition. That is called root. All అన్నీ ఉంటాయి దీంట్లో. All true. అందుకని దీన్ని ఏమంటారు? True అంటారు. True. Right. Initially, all records in the training set are grouped into the same partition. The algorithm then begins allocating the data into the first two partitions or branches, using every possible binary split on every field. Every field is compared or checked whether it is suitable for partition or branch. Check just. The algorithm then begins allocating the data into first two partitions or branches, using every possible binary split on every field. The algorithm selects the split that minimizes the sum of the square deviations from the mean into separate partitions. This is important. Square deviations from mean. Square deviations from mean. You have to calculate the mean, my dear friends. Then you have to find the deviation from mean. Then you should square them. Then that sum should give you the minimum. That split is going to be taken in this particular case, right? The algorithm selects the split. The algorithm selects that split, the minimize, that selects the split that minimizes the sum of the squared deviations from the mean in the two separate partitions. So this splitting rule is then applied to each of the new branch. Yeah. This is where it is applied. Again, this is where it is applied. For every new branch, this process continues until each node reaches a user-specified minimum node size and becomes a terminal node. This is called regression tree, my dear friends. Regression tree. Regression tree. This can be written as an algorithm. So an algorithm is placed as a some steps. That is how it is shown here. Right. A regression tree. A regression tree is built through a process known as binary recursive partitioning, which is an iterative process that splits data into partitions or branches and then continues splitting each partition into further smaller groups. That is called regression tree. Initial, the steps, this is the total process, and first step is place all records in the training set as root node, or they are grouped into the same partition. The algorithm then begins allocating the data into the first two partitions or branches. Using now, the algorithm selects the split that minimizes the sum of the square deviations from the mean in the two separate partitions. This splitting rule is then applied to each new branch. Prati branch ki apply chestar. This is what it is. Right. Now, since the tree is grown from the training set, a fully developed tree typically suffers from overfitting. What do you mean by overfitting? See, it is explaining random elements of the training set that are not likely to be the future of the larger population. This overfitting results in poor performance on real life data. See, definitely there will be some cases in which we expect something, rather they do some other thing. No, we expect all students to be on online classes, but some of them do not come. So that is called, one second. Ma, ఎక్కడన్నా అది ఉంటే ఆపరా ఫ్యాన్ దగ్గర కరెంట్ పోయింది. Right. Since the tree is grown from the training set, it will have definitely overfitting results, and it gives you the poor performance on real life data. In such case, what we have to do? So we have to eliminate some, so that the performance would not be that poor. So if you consider all those things, it would be a poor result. So therefore, the tree must be pruned using the validation set. So XL-Miner is an example of ML. It calculates the cost complexity factor at each step during the growth of the tree, and decides the number of decision nodes in the pruned tree. And every step it takes a decision, and then only it continues. The cost complexity factor is the multiplicative factor that is applied to the size of the tree. And the tree is pruned to minimize the sum of the output variable variance on the validation data taken one terminal node at a time. See, the output variable variance, in the validation data is taken as the cost, and the product of the cost complexity factor and the number of terminal nodes also. These two are taken. So tree is proved to minimize the sum of these. So these are all are considered to have a good cost-effective tree. Now, if the cost complexity factor is specified as 0, then pruning is simply finding the tree that perform the best on validation data in terms of total terminal node variance. There is no minimization or whatsoever. So this is called 0. See, the best complexity, the complexity factor is 0. Now, larger values of the cost complexity factor results in smaller tree. Larger values of the cost complexity factor result in smaller tree, small branches. So, small branches. Idemo, right? Zero complexity factor specifies more branches, but whereas larger values of cost complexity factor result in smaller trees. Pruning is performed on the last in, first out, LIFO. Last in, first out. This is called stack. Last in, first out. Hope you understood, my dear friends. Last in, LIFO. Last in, first out. Meaning the last grown node is the first to be subjected to elimination. The meaning last grown node is the first to be subject to elimination. This is called stack. This is called pruning. This is called, right, advantages of regression trees. Advantages of regression trees, my dear friends. Right, user can visualize each step, which can help with making rational decisions. Can you visualize each step? You can give the priority to a decision criterion. So we can easily give the priority to a decision criterion. For example, in our employee example, you can put the attendance criteria on the top of the decision tree if that is the most important criteria. If the attendance is the most important criteria, then you can give the attendance part as the highest priority decision criteria. Now, making a decision based on regression is much easier than most other methods, since most of the undesired data will be filtered outliers each step. You have to work on less data as you go further in the tree. Right? It is easy to prepare a regression tree. A user can present it to the higher authorities in a much easier way, as it can be represented on a simple chart or diagram. Simple chart diagram dora మనం represent చేస్తాం కాబట్టి. You see, these are all the advantages of regression trees. Right. Now let us go in deep how to construct a regression tree. How do we construct a regression tree? In regression problems, the target variable is continuous rather than binary. Continuous means, see, target variable is continuous. It value lie between 0 to 100. And in that case, we can define the variance of a set y of a target value as the average square distance from it. The average square distance from mean. That is, variance of y is defined as 1 by recall of y, 1 by y, sigma y belongs to y minus y dash whole square. What is y dash? Y dash is the mean. Y dash is the mean, my dear friends. Y dash is the mean. So you have to calculate the average square distance from the mean. See, that means if you have, say for example, if you take this example, See, how many models, how many different models are there? One B3 is one model, T202 is another model, A100 is the third model, again T202, you see, M102 is the other model, A100 is repeated, TT02 repeated, A100 and E112. We have here B3, T202, A100, M102 and E112. We have by 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 different models. 5 different models. We have, my dear friends, you see, A100, B3, E12, M102 and T202. Right. Now, how do we find this? Let us see with an example, my dear friends. Let us see this with an example. Right. Now, first find out what are A100. A100. This is A100. This total price is 1051. A100. This again A100 is there 1770. Again A100 is 1900. So it is written as 1051, 1770, 1900. Now similarly, what about B3? How many B3s are there? What are the prices? B3. Now if you talk about B3, there is only one row containing B3. This is the only row B3. So it is 4513. It is written as 4513. Now if you talk about E12, E12 also there is only one record on E12. So it is 77. So we can write that as 77. Now if you talk about M102, what is M102? See here, you can see here, there is only one record on M102. It is written as 870. That is also written 870. Now the other one is T202. What is T202? There is a record called T202 here. T202. This is one T202. Another T202 is, this is another T202. This is another T202. So we have 625, 270 and 99. 699, 270, 625. So this is how all prices, all 3 attributes. Here we have only 3 attributes. There are 3 features. There are only 3 features: event, model, condition, and last line. Right? And see, price, condition. Right? 3 features: model, condition, and last line. Now we have taken price as the target variable. So model, condition, last line are taken as features here, my dear friends. Right? If you see here, model, there are 5 different models in the total thing. There are 5 different models: A100, B3, E112, M102. Right? The possible values or target values are 1051. Right? We can see. Now we'll see what are the other feature. The other feature is condition is equal to, there are only condition: excellent, fair, good. There are 3 conditions, my dear friends: excellent, fair, good. So what are the excellent targets? What are the excellent targets? Excellent. This is excellent. So this is excellent, my dear friends. So its value is 4513. Another one is 1770. So that is 1770, 4513. Suppose if you talk about good. If we talk about good, so it is 1051, 270, 870, and then 1900. So we can write that as, see, 270, 870, 1051, and 1900. And similarly, what about fair? What about fair? This is one fair, 625, and then 99, and then 77. So it can be written as 77, 99, and 625. 77, 99, and 625. Similarly, we have less lie, less lie. So we have only two parameters here, no and yes. So how many are there? Yes. How many? Yes, no. If you separate yes, there. What is yes here? Yes, if you consider. So this 625 is yes, this 870 is yes, and 1900 is another yes. So it can be written as 625 comma 870 comma 1900. 625, 870 and 1900. Similarly, the no is considered as 4513, 270, 77, 99, 270, 1051, 1770 and 4513. This is how we have taken all the features into consideration, all features consideration, and then we have written the allowable target values. Now we have to calculate this variance of y. Variance of y. What do you mean by variance of y? Y. In terms of, for example, let us talk about variance of model. Variance of model. Model తీసుకుంటే, right. So if you take model into consideration, we have five values. For each value we have to calculate what is the mean of this mean enta. So we have to calculate the mean for all these things. What is the mean? Excuse me, sorry. Mean, you have to calculate the mean, and then you have to find out the mean minus this, mean minus and square, and we have to find the sum of all the averages. This will be done right in the next class. Hope you understood, my dear friends, right?